Alright, hey guys, I'm back. Since I've been doing so many redstone videos, I thought, why not just put up a little bit of a tutorial just to show you guys exactly all that I know. Oh, and that over there, you don't need to worry about that over there. It's kind of a failed contraption. I was building a computer and it didn't, it just sort of failed on me a little bit. I'm probably going to try and rebuild it later. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically show you everything I know, or well, I'm going to attempt to show you everything I know about this stuff. This is called redstone, and I guess, you know what, for this tutorial I'll be doing, oh, I wasn't in my swag pack. I'll be using the default texture pack, just so you guys can always know. So if you're in default, this is what it'll look like. If you're in another texture pack, I don't know what it looks like for you, and I'm sorry, I can't assist you. I'm also sorry right now for my raspy voice. I just woke up not too long ago. It's kind of catching up to me. God, I don't even know why I'm lagging. It's a super flat world. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to know is this is redstone. Some simple properties of redstone: it will usually always be red. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. That's redstone. That's basically what it's the background history of it is it's wiring for Minecraft. It's electrical wiring in Minecraft. It powers things such as pistons, doors, trapdoors, TNT. Nowadays you have to have redstone for TNT because this is 1.2.5 we're in. And it can be used for almost anything, pretty much. I mean, that you want to do. So now the next thing on our list is Redstone Torch. This is a redstone torch. It is used to power redstone. And I'll get to that, why it was dark down there, in a minute. But basically, yeah, I mean, that's it. It came around the same time redstone did. It's a redstone torch. It's made the same way regular torches, only you put redstone instead of coal. Now here's the next thing you need to know. Powering redstone. Whenever you put a torch down on redstone, redstone will power up to 15 blocks. This here that I put this cobblestone on, that is block 15. So I guess, though, you could technically say it ends on block 16, because it'll still power anything on that 16th block. But it won't be able to continue powering beyond that 16th block, and you'll see that it's dark anyways. So yeah, that's basically what you need to know for a distance of redstone. We'll get to how you can make it extended even farther, because you could keep a redstone current going on forever and ever and ever. That's one unlogical thing about it between real life and Minecraft. But okay, so the next thing you're gonna want to know is repeaters. Well, in the old days, whenever you needed your redstone to go a little farther than just 16 blocks, you would build which is what we call a repeater. Every time you'd apply power to the back of it, it would power up the front. Every time you'd unpower the back of it, it would unpower the front. It's used to make redstone go on for longer than 15, 16, whatever you believe blocks. So you put this here on you'd put your first block generally on the 16th block, and so that way, whenever you had it, it would go for another 15 and or 16 blocks, whichever you believe in. But nowadays, I don't know exactly what time it was. What? I don't even remember. Well, I don't remember when they introduced it. I'm sorry, guys. If you're looking to know stuff like that, then you'll have to go a little somewhere else. You can look it up on YouTube, I'm sure. I'll go find it out eventually and maybe put it in the description. But what we have here in my hand is what we call a repeater. Looks like this in most texture packs, but a repeater is basically what you just saw there. It's this here, only it's in one block and it can have a delay set. So I will demonstrate for you here. Put a repeater down. You see how it's ignited? Well, there you go. Everything's lit now. And like I said, with the whole timing thing, you can set delays on repeaters. Let me just put a whole lineup of repeaters here so I can make it really dramatic. And I'm going to explain to you other ways to supply power other than 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Redstone torches. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Dang it! There. So yeah, now you'll see that if I put a torch down, it won't instantly go. You see how the power source is traveling through? Well, that kind of the lag spike right there. That is what we call delays in Minecraft. Here in Minecraft, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's that. See how it also takes a delay to turn off. So yeah, that's how you can work with delays and with redstone or repeaters. Okay, so now the next thing you need to know is, well, I guess another simple thing, how to turn a redstone torch off with just redstone. All you have to do is apply power to the bottom block. That's the thing about redstone torches. Like, let's say we have a torch. It'll not only power everything in any direction, except for, of course, on corners. Unless you, like, put power there. Like, it won't hit corners, but I mean, unless you put power on one of the other blocks, which makes it just that easy. I mean, all you have to do really is go boop, boop, and then it hits that corner. But not only does it do that, it powers the block directly above the repeater, or the torch, which also you'll see that's why these are turning off, because they're receiving power, which makes them negative, which turns them off. But anywhere else you put them, they are lit. Now they're dark because, like I said, if you apply power to a torch or a redstone torch with a piece of with any lit redstone or redstone torch or lever or button, which I'll get to in a minute, or a repeater even. So I'll show you. You can put down a repeater. It'll still work. It turns it off. And the next thing we'll get to because of that is vertical wiring, which is we'll get to that in a minute. But for now, just so you know, it powers everything on the block above it and anything around it. So now you need to know why that worked, because you're like, well, why isn't it just powering that, or powering the redstone, or whatever? How is the redstone turning it off? Well, that's because a repeater is not powering the block below it, but it is affected by the block below it. Meaning that... Oh, I'll just replace that. Meaning that... Oh, wait, no. If you apply power to this block, it'll turn this redstone torch off, just like how these work, and that's also how vertical redstone wiring works. Like so. Now you'll see everything just got reversed. Now all these are off, that's on, that's off. Now all these are on, that's off, that's on. I'll go ahead and demonstrate it one last time by doing this. And so that way you just get a real clear image of how it's working here. So basically what it's doing is this turns this off, which allows this to turn on, which makes this turn off, which allows this to turn on. That's how vertical redstone wiring works. Oh yeah. Now boom, you'll see that that middle one is on and both the other ones are off. Well, now you'll see that both the other ones are on, the middle one is off. So yeah, that's that. And now I'm going to get to other ways of powering redstone, because there isn't just redstone torches. You can power redstone with things such as... Here, I'll put this torch up here just for demonstration purposes. You can power it with things such as levers, pressure plates, wooden or stone, which I'll get to in a second, the difference. See a button? What a button does is it sends a pulse anywhere on this block. It can do above this block, but the cool thing about a button is it can also do below the block. That's with a button and with, of course, you know, switches, levers. But you'll see everything just got turned on and the torch just got turned off. But everything else is turned on. See how it above and below. A torch will not do that. Next thing you have is the lever. It'll turn everything on and off, but it'll hold it that way. Like a button will just do it momentarily. This will hold it that way. Unless, of course, on a button you use T flip-flop. But we'll get to that. Anyways, it'll hold it on or off. It holds the charge on or off. Off, on. Off, on. I always commonly refer this to being like your light switches at home. If you have light switches at home. I'm pretty sure most people would. Okay, but anyways, the next thing you have on your list is a pressure plate, wooden or stone. Now, what a pressure plate does is it does basically the same thing as a button. Oh, I accidentally did that there. It does the same thing as a button, but it is affected by you standing on it. Now, the cool thing about a pressure plate is it also affects the redstone below it. Like, you'll see this one piece of redstone below it is connected to the torch. Well, the torch will turn off. All you have to do is stand on it. Jump on it, fly onto it, boom. Anything you want to do, you just hit that, and boom. It'll affect everything around it. But it also won't affect anything above it. Put redstone there. I can't even get to it. I'll do it by wooden later. Anyway, so that's that. Now, to tell you the difference between stone and wooden pressure plates. Well, here, as a wooden pressure plate would be sitting here. Oh, see? Already showing you. It is affected by mobs, people, and item drops. Like, see, you can place items on there, and it makes it light. It disengages it. Well, deactivates for me because I have the torch there. It activates all the redstone around it with items, mobs, or you. Now, with the stone pressure plate, as you can tell, items do not affect it, but you will and mobs will. So that's the difference between stone and wooden pressure plates. Now, the next thing up on our list here is what should I show you guys next? I guess the things that redstone can do, what it can all activate. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lever here and put some redstone back here and have it going in 3 different directions. Now it can do a lot more than what I'm just about to show you here. It can power, let's say, stone or regular pistons. It can power, let's see, trapdoors. Let me just put a block here, put a trapdoor on either side so that you can see. It can also power regular doors, stone doors, or iron doors, I mean. The cool thing about iron doors is the only thing that will open an iron door is redstone. So as you can see, boom, everything just changed. Everything's now on or off. And like I said before, you can do it with a button. Opens momentarily, and then closes. Like, so you can just, yeah, so you can just walk through your door and have it close behind you. So yeah, that's how you turn things like this on. I mean, you can always also just activate that. This you have to have redstone, this you have to have redstone. It can also work with regular doors, but of course you can just open those. I mean, obviously. Now, I guess the next thing up on our list is gates. There's 2 common gates, 2 less common gates, and a couple of very, very uncommon gates. What am I doing? The first gate is probably the most common. It is called an OR gate. O-R, OR. Now, what this says is basically, well, I mean, what the words say. You can either press one or the other button to activate whatever you're trying to activate. Like, you can hit this, and it'll activate that. Or you can hit this, and it'll activate that. Or you could do a combination of them all and activate that. Or you could hit the button over here and activate it. That's an OR gate, saying that basically no matter what you do, it will always power this. Now, the next one, the probably most common, if you're talking about gates, is the AND gate. Now, what this means is you have to have both this and this receiving power. I'm sorry, this and this have to receive power in order for, hold on. This and this have to receive power in order for this to activate. So I'll go ahead and put my iron door down. Not what I meant to do. Sorry, I keep pressing caps lock instead of the A button. Why do I keep doing that? I mean, oh well. So anyways, you'll see how, boom, that one turns off, but the door did not open because it's still sharing a link with this. So now, if you apply power here too, boom, it opens. That's very common for redstone creators, like if you're trying to make like a quiz or a door that you have to have 2 levers, you can hide one and have it secret, so that people are like, why is this not working when they hit the lever? Sorry, I'm stretching. Okay, so yeah, that's that. You can do all that. Now, on to redstone vertical wiring. I already gave you a basic explanation of it, but you need to know why it's kind of important. Like, let's say you have this piston. It's all the way up here, right? But you really need it to be activated. Well, you can use redstone vertical wiring to activate it. Just boom, and it will turn on. You can actually have this to where it is inverted. It's actually very easy. I'll get to inverters in a second. Don't worry. But now it's off because it's it's receiving power. You can have it inverted to it whenever it receives power, it turns off, or whenever it does not receive power. So I'll show you here. This is the non-inverted version. Whoops. This one is not being inverted. See how it is receiving power, not receiving power, receiving power, not receiving power. So that's vertical wiring, completely finished. The next thing I need to explain is what I just talked about, what we call inverters. Now, you'll see here that on this block I put a redstone torch. Well, that is because, well, actually I don't even really need it right there yet. I'm just gonna explain this guy to you guys. This here is now my inverter. See how it is naturally on? Because people always say, how do you get a piston to just be naturally on? Well, you use an inverter. Now, let's say you need a lever here or even a button. It works with buttons too. Both work. Boom. It turns it off once you apply power. Now, you can also use something such as a double inverter, where it will naturally be off. I use this all the time for my TNT cannon. Whenever you hit it, it'll turn everything on and then off. Some people say, why don't I just do this? Well, because now it's naturally on. And other people have asked me, well, why don't I just do this? Well, because, still, once again, naturally on. And, yeah, that's that. The next thing I need to explain to you guys, that's, by the way, the last thing I did there, that's what I call the double inverter. With this, my double inverter. It's where there you go, yeah. So yeah, that's that, and, whoa, what's going on here? Why? Oh, duh. I thought I had just like made something on accident. Now I need to kind of get you back to redstone repeaters real quick and give you another simple little thing. Redstone repeaters are kind of funny blocks, seeing as how they are the only new thing that can supply power through a block. Any block, really. There's some exceptions, but I don't really need to get into that right now. But as you'll see, I turned on the redstone, and boom, the redstone powers. The most common block to use if you don't need it to be applying power right now is glass. If you place glass, then boom, as you can see, it does not work. Some people have thought glowstone doesn't do it. Oh, they're right. Glowstone also does not, lets it not work. But any solid, pretty much block, like I consider glass to not be a solid block, or not a heavy block. I call them soft blocks, like water, glass, glowstone now, things like that. I call them soft blocks. And these are what I call hard blocks, like stuff like this. And then dirt, which I know really isn't hard, but, you know, whatever. It's whatever it is. But not only will it power through to another repeater, but it'll also power through to redstone, as opposed to having redstone come through, which does not power this redstone, as you can see. So we're done with repeaters now. Next thing I need to show you are clocks. So back in the old days of Minecraft, we used to make clocks like, you could take this one for an example. This is one of the very simplest clocks you can pretty much make. But yeah, anyway, so back to what I was talking about. I'm probably just going to cut that out. So this is called a clock. What it does is it gives a steady, just turning on and off, on, 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 off. So you can obviously tell that. But if I put this here and I put one of these here, you'll see that it's just turning on and off. That is because of the clock. That's what clocks do basically. You can stop them by placing a natural power source here. You can just put a switch there and turn it off, turn it on. You could do whatever, but nowadays, like I said, that's an old clock. Nowadays, we use repeater clocks because you can also give them timing. So I will just make you a small repeater clock here, and I think I accidentally hit this. Yeah. But anyway, so what you do basically is you just hit it up real quick, and it'll just keep on going around. You just drag from one of these, and you have yourself a clock. Not quite as fast as that one, But, actually, I mean, not fast. Not quite as slow as this one, I should say. And, another thing about these, as compared to these, is that, well, both are kind of unreliable in their own way. This one, as you can see, sometimes stops working. That's only because this is a 3 clock. It was, back in the day, it was the fastest and most unstable clock you could make. Yeah, there he goes. This one, the reason it's unreliable is if you can see, I'll save and quit, and I'll go back into the world, and it'll just be sitting there, turned off. That one over here does not do that. Sometimes, you know, it gets a little annoying, it gets kind of upsetting, but there, see, as soon as you break a block, the current refixes itself, like I'll show you. I'll leave, I'll join back in. Oh, wow, it worked, which did not prove my point at all. Let's see here, can I get it to... There it is. Okay, so if I break this block, let's say, and just replace it real quick, it'll keep it going. So that's the way to fix that. Both of them are kind of unstable, but clocks are a very necessary part of any redstone builder, or to anybody who knows to build about redstone. Whoa, what's going on there? Well, that's kind of strange. I don't understand. Oh well, I don't know. I'm sure it's probably just my lag right now, why it's not showing that it's turning on and off. Oh, see, and this one stops too sometimes. Yeah, highly unstable these things are. And this one always stops if you go too far away. Like, look, it always stops if you move a little too far away. It's like if you move within 10 blocks of it, it'll look right, but if you're too far, it doesn't look right. If you're past 10 blocks, it doesn't look right. An old one that we used to have is this one, but it does not work anymore. It'll just, like, become a constant power source. Unless, of course, you did, like... Whoa, and now it's staying there. Okay, see, I have some serious lag. I guess this would work? Yeah, that's kind of working. As you can see, it's not the fastest, though. But, I mean, if you try to have it too fast, it just does that. It just becomes a power source, a never-ending power source. Which is cool. I use this sometimes in some of my redstone creations. I use this as a never-ending power source as opposed to a redstone torch. Seeing as of how it gives off, it could give off a delay at certain times, and it can do lots of stuff for you. Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to have this wrap around to... Ah, there's one. Extremely fast clock. But as you can see, it burns out the torch extremely quickly. I have to work on that. Okay, hold on. What if I had it hook up to this? Oops. I could have it hooking up to this, which... in turn could do... Oh, that could suffice. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. I need it to not be powered off. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of getting out of this with you. Hold on, I'll jump back in it. Just trying to think real quick. Alright, yeah, it's going to lead back into that. So from that, I'm going to want... Oh, just to do this. There's one. But it burns out the torch. Oh well. I can't figure out how to get that one to work without burning out my torches. I've always tried. I'll keep trying later. But yeah, now on to the next thing. I guess the last thing I'm going to show you guys is... anyways, about the whole... Hold on. About the clock thing, I'm sure you could come up with your own ways of making clocks. It's not really that hard. So now, onto the T flip-flops. And that's pretty much all I get to show you guys in this video, because I don't really know much more. Let me get some redstone. Gonna need some repairs. Gonna need some random block. I'll just use wool. Alright, so what you're going to want to do for a T flip-flop, the most common, the one I always use, which is cool about this though because it can power two different ways, but for right now I'm just going to have it powering one way, so I'll put a block there, and I'm going to put a block here, have a piston, two blocks, put a torch on this one, and a torch on this one, Now I'm going to have a block coming from here and applying redstone. So basically, all you need to know about T-flip-flops is it turns the source of any redstone, usually in the form of a button, into a switch. Like, see how it's off now? Well, you hit the button, and it makes it a switch. Keeps it on forever. So that, it kind of defies the laws of button. So how it does this is it deactivates both torches, then reactivates them. And what that basically will do is it will make both pistons reset, which allows the piston that was locked in place to be unlocked. Like this one will push out because this one will push in. So I guess I can show that to you guys. Like, oh no, you can't do it like that. That never works. Another piece of advice on these, though, is that on a T flip-flop, I learned this the hard way, you do not want to use a switch. Because if you use a switch, I'll show you what happens. Or a lever, I mean. I always call them switches, but they're levers. Boom. And it just burns out. Oh, I guess this does work. Weird, it doesn't work for me usually. Hold on, let's see if it works over here. Oh yeah. Oh well. I don't know, usually it doesn't work for me. I guess it works now. But yeah, you can use anything to turn it. Oh yeah, because I guess what it's doing is whenever it turns off and on, and that's what resets it. Sorry about bumping my mic right there. So yeah, that is, I think, all that I have for you guys today as far as redstone tutorialing. I need to find my bed real quick. Oh, here we go. Where's my bed? Bed. So yeah. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today, because that's pretty much all I know. You can use those simple things to make some really cool contraptions such as a redstone computer, or a redstone calculator, or anything made out of redstone. So yeah, that is my tutorial on redstone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.